Get him, kid.
All right, so we are now recording.
Oh, okay. Wait, are we supposed to record?
Where are my lines?
You don't need to do anything. The Fat Wizard has everything under control. Back in the mothership.
Okay.
What we're gonna do here is hey everybody, I'm Yeet, and these are my friends Bitey and Fomo.
I am Fomo, the champion.
Since our last production, Fomo has really gotten into acting method.
I am fully trained in many arts.
Okay.
Sure. Can you sit? Can you lay down? Can you stay? Can you
roll over? Roll over, boy. Roll over.
Yes, I will now perform my one kobold show, A Piece of Bacon. And see.
Smells great. Crispy.
Okay. What are we doing today?
We're going back. We're not done The Princess Bride. Part 2. Part 2.
I thought we were done.
No.
Rolled credits. Movie's over.
Yeah, I mean, movie's over, but
I do believe the main characters perished, and thus the story has ended.
Oh.
They threw themselves down the hill and
they roll down. Yeah. So we start. 2 bodies lie a few feet apart, not moving. It is, of course, Buttercup and Wesley. They might be corpses.
I love that band.
They're not corpses.
Oh.
After a time, Wesley slowly forces his body into motion. And as he does, cut to Buttercup. As Wesley crawls slowly towards her. Can you move at all?
Move? You're alive. If you want, I can fly.
I told you I would always come for you. Why didn't you wait for me?
Well, you were dead.
Death cannot stop true love. All it can do is delay it for a while.
I will never doubt again.
There will never be a need. Now to begin to kiss.
Gross.
The tender kiss, tender, loving, and gentle.
Oh, no, come on, please. Gross, Grandpa.
What is it? What's the matter?
They're kissing again. Do we have to hear the kissing part?
Someday you may not mind so much.
Skip to the fire swamp. That sounded good.
No, you're sick. I'll humor you. So now, where were we? Yeah, okay. Wesley and Buttercup raced along the ravine floor. Cut to Wesley and Buttercup racing along the ravine floor. Wesley glances up. Cut to Humperdinck and his men perched on top of the cliff, looking down at Wesley and Buttercup.
Ha! Your pig fiancé is too late. A few more steps and we'll be safe inside the fire swamp.
Cut to Buttercup and Wesley.
We'll never survive.
Oh, nonsense. You're only saying that because no one ever has.
They race off, leaving Humperdinck and his men stranded, defeated. Cut to the fire swamp.
Dun, 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 dun.
And it really doesn't look any worse than any other moist, sulfurous, infernal horror you might run across. Great trees block the sun. Now it's us again.
I mean, it's not that bad. I'm not saying I'd like to build a summer home here, but the trees are actually quite lovely.
What is the show rated?
Kobold.
Okay.
K for Kobold.
The giant trees, thick and black-green, look ominous as hell. And they shield all but intermittent stripes of the sun. A giant spurt of flame leaps up, by a slight popping sound. And this particular spurt of flame misses Wesley. But Buttercup is suddenly on fire! At least her lower half of her is, and
Well, now that was an adventure. I'll examine these flames. Singed a bit, were you?
You?
No. Let me grab you, my dear, and move you gently over here. Well, one thing I will say, the fire swamp certainly does keep you on your toes. Ha-ha! Toes! We move slowly through a particularly dangerous part of the fire swamp. It's later now, and the sun slants down at a slightly different angle.
Slightly different.
This will all soon be a happy memory, because Robert's ship Revenge is anchored at the far end, and I, as you know, am Robert.
But how is that possible? Since he's been marauding 20 years, and you only left me 5 years ago.
I myself am also often surprised at life's little quirks.
More popping! More bursts of flames!
I stop. I put some popcorn, make some popcorn over the flame, eat the popcorn, grab the princess, move the princess. Aha! You see, what I told you before about saying please was true. It intrigued Roberts, as did my descriptions of your beauty. Finally, Roberts decided something. He said, all right, Wesley, I've never had a valet. You can try it for tonight. I'll most likely kill you in the morning. 3 years, he said that. Well, good night, Wesley. Good work. Sleep well. I'll most likely kill you in the morning. It was a fine time for me. I was learning defense, to fight, anything anyone would teach me. And Roberts and I eventually became friends. Then it happened. Well, Roberts had grown so rich, he wanted to retire. So he took me to his cabin and he told me a secret. I am not the Dread Pirate Roberts. My name is Ryan. I inherited this ship from the previous Dread Pirate Roberts, just as you will inherit it from me. The man I inherited it from was not the real Dread Pirate Roberts either. His name was Cummerbund. The real Roberts has been retired 15 years and living like a king in Patagonia. Patagonia. Then he explained the name was the important thing for inspiring the necessary fear. You see, no one would surrender to the Dread Pirate Wesley. So we sailed ashore, took on an entirely new crew, and he stayed aboard for a while as my first mate, all the time calling me Roberts. Once the crew believed, he left the ship, and I have been Roberts ever since. Except now that we're together, I shall retire and hand the name over to someone else. Is everything clear?
Yes, and we've had a great time hopping through this forest and avoiding fire spurts and hacking vines in half and stuff. And now here we are at the edge of the forest, and there's a monster.
No, there's lightning sand, but that's okay.
No, but the ROUS.
But first there's lightning sand.
Yeah, I covered that with the whoosh and the.
Oh.
Yeah.
For those of you at home that don't speak Bitey, the whoosh and the shh mean they all get stuck in some quicksand.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I know, but they don't necessarily speak Bitey.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we get attacked by some giant rats.
Yeah, that's what I said. There's a monster.
And there's a big giant rat, and then there's another big giant rat.
Uh-huh.
And then an ROUS on a much lower branch. It stares down at Wesley. Wesley stares directly at the beast. Buttercup is oblivious.
We'll never succeed. We may as well die here.
Oh no. We've already succeeded. I'm going to look you into the camera, and you can see my eyebrows rising. Ooh, what a monster. ROUS.
It's the ROUS. Yeah.
What are the 3 terrors of the fire swamp? 1, the flame spurts. No problem. There's a popping sound preceding each. We can avoid that. 2, the lightning sand, but you were clever enough to discover what that looks like. So in the future, we can avoid that as well.
Wesley, what about the ROUSs?
rodents of unusual size. I don't think they exist.
Ah!
Pinned under an attacking ROUS, trying to fend it off. Can't. The thing's teeth sink into his arm. Ah! I punched it. And then I think there's like a popping sound, and I roll. I got to do some parkour.
Parkour.
And there's flames. Now there's flames.
Parkour.
Rolls into the sound, shooting skyward. Pop, 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 pop. The ROUS collapses dead.
And I'm super relieved.
Cut to the far edge of the fire swamp.
We did it!
Beyond a beach. Now, was that so terrible?
Is he serious? Because it was.
Cut to something we hadn't expected. Literally in the script. It says something we hadn't expected. Humperdinck on his horse, Rugen beside him. 3 warriors armed and ready are mounted in the formation behind. Buttercup and Wesley are at the edge of the fire swamp, about to leave it. They stop. Buttercup looks beyond exhaustion. Wesley looks worse. Surrender.
It's you again.
Wesley. Oh, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. You mean you wish to surrender to me? Very well, I accept. I give you full marks for bravery. Don't make yourself a fool. But how will you capture us? For we know the secrets of the fire swamp. We can live there quite happily for some time. So whenever you feel like dying, feel free to visit. I'll tell you once again, surrender. It will not happen.
Cut to Buttercup. Looks around. Buttercup looks again. A warrior aims a crossbow at Wesley.
For the last time, surrender. Death first!
Will you promise not to hurt him?
Humperdinck whirls around to face her.
What was that?
Wesley does some whirling too. Everyone's whirling.
Woo! What was that? What was that? What was that?
If we surrender and I return with you, will you promise not to hurt this man?
May I live 1,000 years and never hunt again.
He is a sailor on the pirate ship Revenge. Promise to return him to his ship.
I swear it will be done.
Buttercup and Wesley staring deep into each other's eyes. So deep.
Humperdinck, Rugen, once we're out of sight, take him back to Florin and throw him in the pit of despair.
I swear it will be done.
I thought you were dead once, and it almost destroyed me. I could not bear it if you died again. Not when I could save you.
Wesley is dazed, silent. Buttercup tries to speak again. Can't. Is swooped off her feet onto Humperdinck's horse, and off they go. Wesley stares. The Count has a heavy sword, and he holds it in his hand, as you would the sword, really. Come, sir. We must get you to your ship.
We are men of action. Lies do not become us.
Well spoken, sir. What is it?
You have 6 fingers on your right hand. Someone was looking for you.
Crack! We fade in on the pit of despair. Dank and chill, and not the good kind of chill. Underground and windowless.
Not the good kind of dank either.
Oh, wow. Hey, ho, ha, ha. Lit by flickering torches. Frightening. Wesley lies in the corner of the cage, chained and helpless. Cut to something really frightening. A bloodless-looking albino.
Albino.
Dead, pale, he silently enters the pit, carrying a tray of food and medication. He puts it down.
Where am I?
Am I the albino or are you?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
I don't remember.
I think it's me.
Okay.
The pit of despair.
Begins tending Wesley's wounds. Wesley winces.
Oh, ah,
Don't even
Don't even think about trying to escape. The chains are far too thick. And don't dream of being rescued either. The only way is secret. And only the prince, the count, knows how to get you in and out.
then I'm here until I die.
Till they kill you, yeah.
Then why bother curing me?
Well, Prince the Count always insists on everyone being healthy before they're broken.
Ah, so it's to be torture. I can cope with torture. You don't believe so?
Oh, you survived the fire swamp. You must be very brave. But no one withstands the machine.
He studies Wesley. Wesley looks sad.
Look sad. Yeet, look sad.
Cut to Buttercup, and her face is sad. Pallid, perhaps ill, she wanders down a corridor in Florin Castle as she moves, unseeing, past an intersecting corridor. Cut to Prince Humperdinck and Count Rogan.
She's been like this ever since the fire swamp. It's my father's failing health that's upsetting her.
Of course.
They keep moving, and then we cut to Florin Castle at night. And then, Grandfather.
The king died that very night, and before the following dawn, Buttercup and Humperdinck were married.
Cut to the main square of Florin Castle. And if we thought it was packed before, we didn't know how many more people could fit in this courtyard. What? Humperdinck, Rugen, and the Queen stand on the balcony.
And at noon, she met her subjects again, this time as their queen.
My father's final words were...
Hold it, Grandpa.
Cut to the kid's room. The kid is half sitting now, not strong yet, but clearly stronger than when we first saw him. He's been working out, getting swole, working out, doing
Gun show.
Grandpa, you read that wrong. She doesn't marry Humperdinck. She marries Wesley. I'm just sure of it because after all that Wesley did for her, if she does not marry him, it wouldn't be fair.
Well, who says life is fair? Where's that written? Life isn't always fair.
I'm telling you, you are messing up the story. Now get it right.
Do you want me to go on with this?
Yes.
All right, then. No more interruptions. At noon, she met her subjects again, this time as their queen.
My father's final words were, love her as I loved her, and there will be joy. I present to you your queen, Queen Buttercup. And the crowd, and it's gigantic. Buttercup emerges. The crowd goes to its knees. Wave after wave of silent, kneeling people. Buttercup seems stunned as we, in the crowd, someone is booing.
Who's gonna boo?
I think I am. I think that's me.
Are you gonna boo yourself? You're gonna boo yourself?
Boo! Boo!
Oh,
Good news. That's great.
oh my. That gave me chills.
Why do you do this? Because you had love in your hands and you gave it up. But they would have killed Wesley if I hadn't done it. Your true love lives and you marry another. True love saved her in the fire swamp and she treated it like garbage. And that's what she is, the queen of refuse. So bow down to her if you want. Bow to her, bow to the queen of slime, the queen of filth, the queen of putrescence. Boo! Rubbish, filth, slime, muck, boo!
Louder and louder she shrieks, vituperation. Vituperation. That's a word that's in the script. Shrieks vituperation of Buttercup, reaching out her old hands towards Buttercup's throat, and Buttercup is as frightened now as Dorothy was when the witch went after her in The Wizard of Oz, and then suddenly, cut to Buttercup coming out of her nightmare.
I woke up alone in my castle bedroom, and I frantically grab a robe and run.
It was 10 days till the wedding. The king still lived, but Buttercup's nightmares were growing steadily worse.
See? Didn't I tell you she'd never marry that rotten Humperdinck?
Yes, you're very smart. Shut up.
I burst into the prince's chambers. Count Rugen's there, too. It comes to this. I love Wesley. I always have. I now know I always will. If you tell me I must marry you in 10 days, please believe I will be dead by morning.
I could never cause you grief. Consider our wedding off. Rugen, you attend this Wesley to his ship?
Yes.
Then we will simply alert him. Buttercup, beloved, are you certain he still wants you? After all, it was you who did the leaving in the fire swamp. Not to mention that pirates are not known to be men of their words.
My Wesley will always come for me and stop trying to undermine our relationship.
You write 4 copies of a letter. I'll send my 4 fastest ships, 1 in each direction. The dread pirate Roberts is always close to Flora in this time of year. We'll run up the white flag and deliver your message. If Wesley wants you, bless you both. If not, please consider me as an alternative to suicide. Are we agreed?
She nods. Cut to a very thick grove of trees. The trees are unusual in one respect. All of them are extraordinarily heavily knotted. Pull back to reveal Humperdinck and Rugen walking through the grove of trees. Your princess is really a winning creature. A trifle simple, perhaps, but her appeal is undeniable.
Oh, I know. The people are quite taken with her. It's odd. But when I hired Vizzini to have her murdered on our engagement day, I thought that was clever. But it's going to be so much more moving when I strangle her on our wedding night. Once Gilder is blamed, the nation will be truly outraged. They'll demand we go to war.
They're deeper into the grove now. Rugen is searching around. Now, where is that secret knot?
Roll 1d6.
It's impossible to find. All right. 2? Do I find it? What
no,
do I see? Paint a picture with your words.
It just takes you a long time to find a knot, and then you push the button.
Oh, very good. All right, fail forward. I love it. Are you coming down into the pit? Wesley's got his strength back. I'm starting him on the machine tonight.
Tyrone, you know how much I love watching you work. But I've got my country's 500th anniversary to plan, my wedding to arrange, my wife to murder, and Gilda to frame for it. I'm swamped.
Get some rest. If you haven't your health, you haven't anything.
True.
Rugen smiles, hurrying down the steps to the tree slides perfectly back into place. Cut 2. An enormous thing!
An enormous thing!
It's enormous!
And it's a thing.
Wow, that's quite enormous.
We can't tell what it is, but somehow it's unsettling. I could only write so many scripts. You all figure it out.
Yeah.
Pull back to reveal Count Rugen, dragging Wesley up aside the thing. Levers and wheels and wires, you name it, it's there.
An albino.
Albino. Beautiful, isn't it?
The albino starts attaching suction cups to Wesley.
It took me half a lifetime to invent it. I'm sure you've discovered my deep and abiding interest in pain. At present, I'm writing the definitive work on the subject. So if you want to be totally honest with me on how the machine makes you feel... look at this dial. I really love this dial. Here's a 1. Over here's a 50. I love dials. This is our first try. I'll use the lowest setting. 1. Doo-doo-doo.
There's suction cups all over Wesley. Like, just everywhere. And then Count Rugen fiddles with the machine, and then he opens the floodgate, and water comes down the chute, and it turns the wheel, and the machine gets going. And Wesley's lying on the table, and he's only flesh, and the chains are metal and thick. But he's super desperate. It almost seems like he might break down. It keeps coming on as we finally cut to Count Rugen. He switches off the machine. And then he opens his notebook to a blank page.
As you know, the concept of the suction pump is centuries old. Well, really, that's all it is. Except that instead of sucking water, I'm sucking life. I've just sucked away 1 year of your life. I might one day go as high as 5, but I really don't know what that would do to you. So, let's start with what you have. What did this do to you? Tell me. And remember, this is for posterity, so be honest. How do you feel?
Cut to Humperdinck. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your line, Rugen.
It's okay, you can keep going.
Cut to Humperdinck. He's in his quarters, and he's swamped. There's papers everywhere.
He's fire swamped.
Now Yellen.
Fire swamped.
Yellen! Shifty, quick-eyed man appears in the doorway.
Yellen!
Sire!
As chief enforcer of all Florin, I trust you with this secret. Killers from Gilda are infiltrating the Thieves' Forest and plan to murder my bride on our wedding night.
My spy network has heard no such news. Buttercup enters. Any word from Wesley?
Oh, too soon, my angel. Patience.
He will come for me.
Oh, of course he will. She will not be murdered. On the day of the wedding, I want the Thieves' Forest emptied and every inhabitant arrested.
Maybe
keep saying,
why
do we have a Thieves' Forest?
My regular enforcers will be inadequate.
Form a brute squad, then. I want the Thieves' Forest emptied before I wed.
It won't be easy, sire.
Oh, try ruling the world sometime.
Ooh. Such a hard job.
Cut to the Thieves' Forest day. A lot of hollering is going on. The thieves are being rounded up.
Apparently there's motorcycle driving around in the Thieves' Forest.
A large group of men on motorcycles yelling, stands on a wagon in the midst of all of the scuffling. On the day of the wedding arrived. The brute squad had their hands full, kept carrying out Humperdinck's orders.
Is everybody out?
Almost. There's a Spaniard giving us some trouble.
Well, you give him some trouble. Move!
Inigo, drunk as a skunk, sprawled in front of a hovel, a bottle of brandy in one hand, the six-fingered sword in the other. He looks dreadful, unshaven, puffy-eyed, gaunt. By the way he brandishes the great sword in front of him, he would give anyone cause for worry.
Great hair, though. He's got great hair.
I'm waiting for you, Vizzini. You told me to go back to the beginning. So I have. This is where I am, and this is where I'll stay. I will not be moved.
The assistant Bruce walks in. Ho there!
I do not budge. Keep your hoe there.
Oh, I'll keep my hoe there. Zing!
He waves his sword.
But the prince gave orders.
So did Vizzini. When a job went wrong, you went back to the beginning. And this is where we got the job. So it's the beginning. And I'm staying till Vizzini comes.
You, brute, come here.
I am waiting for Vizzini.
You surely are a meanie.
Inigo feels a hand on his back, a huge hand. He compares it to his much smaller hand.
That's what I was doing.
Hello.
It's you.
True.
The assistant brute gets punched by Fezzik.
Maybe I should do
Eyes
that
full
right
force
after.
to the blow, right into the chops. Fezzik puts Inigo down.
Uh-huh.
You don't look so good. You don't smell too good either.
Perhaps not. I feel fine.
Yeah?
Fezzik puts Inigo down, and Inigo faints. And as he does, we cut to an empty alehouse in the thieves' quarter. Inigo sits slumped in a chair while Fezzik spoons him some stew.
Oh, while Fezzik spoons? That's so nice.
Yeah.
Fezzik spoons, they spoon in some stew. There's a guy named Stu, and he lays down.
And all three of them spoon.
Holds all three of them in his massive arms.
Fezzik and Indigo were reunited, and as Fezzik nursed his inebriated friend back to health, he told Indigo of Vicini's death and the existence of Count Rugen, the six-fingered man. Considering Indigo's lifelong search, he handled the news surprisingly well. Yay!
Cut to two large tubs, one filled with steaming water, the other with water clearly of an icy nature.
Cold.
Without a word, Fezzik stuffs Inigo's head into the icy water, and then after a reasonable amount of time, pulls him out, ducks him into the steaming stuff, ad nauseum.
Fezzik took great care in reviving Indigo.
That's enough. That's enough. Where is this Rugen so I may kill him?
He's in the... Oh, sorry. He's with the prince in the castle. But the castle gate is guarded by 30 men.
How many could you handle?
I don't think more than 10.
Let's carry the one. That leaves 20 for me. At my best, I could never defeat that many. I need Vizzini to plan. I have no gift for strategy.
But Vicini's dead.
No! Wait! Not Vizzini. I need the man in black.
What?
Look, he bested you with strength, your greatness. He bested me with steel, my greatness. He must have outthought Vizzini, and a man who can do that can plan my castle onslaught any day. Let's go.
Where?
To find the man in black, obviously.
But you don't know where he is.
Don't bother me with trifles. After 20 years, at last, my father's soul will be at peace. There will be blood tonight. My hat fell off.
Prince Humperdinck's chambers, strewn with maps. Yellen enters and kneels. Humperdinck, as I sharpen my dagger, rise and report.
The thieves' forest is empty. 30 men guard the castle gate.
Double it! My princess must be safe.
The gate has but one key, and I carry that. I don't remember how this guy sounds.
Exactly the way you sound.
Yeah.
He shows the key, dangling from a chain around his neck. Just at that moment, Buttercup enters.
Ah, my dulcet darling, tonight we marry. Tomorrow morning your men will escort us to Florian Channel, where every ship in my armada waits to accompany us on our honeymoon.
Every ship but the 4 you sent.
Oh, snap.
Humperdinck.
Yes, of course. Naturally. Not those 4.
Your Majesties! You never sent those ships! Don't bother lying. It doesn't matter. Wesley will come for me anyway.
You're a silly girl.
Yes, I am a silly girl for not having seen sooner that you were nothing but a coward with a heart full of fear.
Yeah.
I would not say such things if I were you.
Why not? You can't hurt me. Wesley and I are joined by the bonds of love, and you cannot break that. Not with 1,000 swords, and you cannot track that. Not with 1,000 bloodhounds. And when I say you are a coward, that is only because you are the slimiest weakling ever to crawl the earth.
I would not say such things if I were you! I would say it! A corridor in the castle. As the prince throws open the door to Buttercup's room, slams it shut, breaks into a wild run.
Cut to Wesley in the machine, but it's not on. Count Rugen is adding more notes to his book. He looks up as the prince comes down the steps raging.
You truly love each other, and so you might have been truly happy. Not one couple in a century has that chance, no matter what the storybooks say. And so I think no man in a century shall suffer as greatly as you will.
With that, he whirls, turns on the machine, grabs the lever, and Count Rugen calling out, "Not to 50!" But it's too late. As we cut to Prince Humperdinck shoving the lever all the way up, and cut to Wesley's face. There's never been such pain. The pain grows and grows, and with it, something has started.
Death scream!
Scream!
Outside the pit of despair, as the sound moves along louder and louder. Yellen and his 60 brutes, and they bear it, and the few of the brutes turn to each other in fear as the scream builds. Death scream! Buttercup in her room. She hears the sound, doesn't know what it is, but her arms involuntarily go around her body. We go across the river. A children pale. Cut to Inigo and Fezzik.
Do you hear that? That is the sound of ultimate suffering.
Ultimate suffering.
My heart made that sound when Rugen slaughtered my father. The man in black makes it now.
The man in black?
His true love is marrying another tonight. So who else has cause for ultimate suffering? Excuse me, it's too crowded here. Excuse me. Fezzik, please.
Everybody, move!
And everybody gets out of my way. Yeah.
That's right, they do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
A grove of trees near the pit of despair. The albino appears wheeling a barrow. My new favorite phrase. Wheeling a barrow. Indigo's sword pushes at his chest.
Where is the man in black?
The albino says nothing.
You get there from this grove, yes? Fezzik, jog his memory.
I'm sorry, Indigo. I didn't mean to jog him so hard. Indigo?
I'm kneeling down, and
okay.
my sword is I'm holding it up, and I face the trees, and 1 minute.
Oh.
I got this.
Oh, okay.
Father, I have failed you these many 20 years. Now our misery can end. Somewhere close by is a man who can help us. I cannot find him alone. I need you. I need you to guard my sword, please. My eyes are closed and I'm holding my sword out in front of me. Guide my sword.
We cut to the grove of trees as Indigo, eyes shut tight, walks forward, the great sword held in his hands. Fezzik, frightened, close floating behind. We cut to the secret knock. Indigo, boop. Walking blind, boops the switch. Boop. He opens his eyes, and for a moment, nothing. He has failed. In utter despair, Indigo collapses against the tree, against a knot of the tree, and when he touches that one, whoosh, the door opens. What a ruse, a clever ruse. We cut to Wesley, dead of the machine. Fezzik leans on him, listening for a heartbeat. He looks at Indigo, shakes his head. He's dead.
Ugh, it's just not fair. Grandpa, wait!
Cut to the kid's room.
He's terribly excited and looks stronger than we've seen him yet.
What did Fezzik mean he's dead? I mean, he didn't mean dead. Wesley's only faking, right?
You want me to read this or not?
Who gets Humperdinck?
I don't understand.
Who kills Prince Humperdinck at the end? Somebody's got to do it. It's Inigo? Who?
Nobody. Nobody kills him. He lives.
You mean he wins? Jesus, Grandpa, what did you read me this thing for?
You know, you've been very sick, and you're taking this story very seriously. I think we'd better stop now.
No, it's okay. I'm okay. Sit down, okay? Sit right here. Read to me.
Okay. All right, now. Let's see. Where were we? In the pit of despair.
I feel despair. Well, we Montoyas have never taken defeat easily. Come along, Fezzik. Bring the body.
The body?
Hey, do you have any money?
I have a little.
I just hope it's enough to buy a miracle. That's all.
I wonder what that means.
Cut to a hovel. Dusk. Inigo, Fezzik, and Wesley approach the door. The knock. From inside the hovel, a little man's voice is heard. If Mel Brooks' year-old man was really old, he'd resemble this guy. Little old guy, off screen. Hey, go away!
Boom, 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 boom.
What? What is this?
Are you the Miracle Max who worked for the king all those years?
The king's stinking son fired me, and thank you so much for bringing up such a painful subject. While you're at it, why don't you give me a nice paper cut to put lemon juice on it? We're closed.
Slam.
Psh. Beat it, or I'll call the Brute Squad.
I'm on the Brute Squad.
You are the Brute Squad.
We need a miracle. It's very important.
Look, I'm retired, and besides, why would you want someone the king's stinking son fired? I'm gonna kill whoever you wanted me to miracle.
But he's already dead.
Huh? Oh, well, then I look. Bring him in. Inigo and Fezzik hurrying inside. Fezzik carries Wesley, who was just starting to stiffen up a little. They lay Wesley down on a bench by the fireplace.
Family show. Come on.
Yeah.
Picks up his arm. I've seen worse.
Sir,
Huh?
we're in a terrible rush.
Don't rush me, Sonny. You rush a miracle, man, you get rotten miracles. You got the money?
65?
Sheesh. Never worked for so little, except once. It was a very noble cause.
This is noble, sir. His wife is crippled. His children are on the brink of starvation.
And you are a rotten liar.
I need him to help avenge my father, murdered these 20 years.
Your first story was better. Where is my bellows? Probably owes you some money, right? We will ask of him. Sticking these bellows in his mouth.
He's
And then,
dead. He can't talk.
oh, look, not so much. Well, it just so happens that your friend here is only mostly dead.
Hey, he said it.
There is a big difference between mostly dead and all dead. Please open his mouth.
What?
Now, mostly dead is slightly alive. Now, all dead. Well, with all dead, there's usually only one thing you can do.
What's that?
Go through his clothes and look for a loose change. Ha ha! Zing! Pump.
Whoa.
Hey! Hello in there! Hey! What's so important? What have you got here that's so worth living for?
He lightly presses on Wesley's chest.
For love! You heard him! You could not ask for a more noble cause than that.
Oh, son, the true love is the greatest thing in the world, except for a nice MLT where the mutton is nice and lean and the tomato is ripe. It's so perky. I love that. But that's what he said. He distinctly, he said, to believe. And as we all know, to believe means to bluff. So you're probably playing cards and he cheated.
Liar! Liar! Liar!
Get back, witch!
I'm not a witch, I'm your wife. But after what you just said, I'm not even sure if I want to be that anymore.
Oh, you never had it. It's so good.
True love? He said true love? Max, my God.
Oh, don't say another word to Valerie.
He's afraid. Ever since Prince Humperdinck fired him, his confidence is shattered.
Why did you say that name? You promised me you would never say that name.
What, Humperdinck? Humperdinck. Ooh,
I'm not listening. I'm not listening.
Humperdinck, a life expiring, and you don't even have the decency to say why you won't help.
Nobody hears nothing. Nobody hears nothing here.
Humperdinck.
But this is Buttercup's true love. If you heal him, he will stop Humperdinck's wedding.
Humperdinck.
Shush. Wait. I'm making me better. Humperdinck he suffers.
Humiliations galore.
That is a noble cause. Give me the 65. I'm on the job.
And as Valerie shrieks,
Happening!
we
Cut
cut
to this lump.
this
Guys.
lovely lady lump.
Guys,
What?
we've been doing this for like an hour.
Yeah, it's been like 50 minutes.
Okay. Okay. Keep going.
Yeah. I think we get through this part.
Okay.
There's a line that I want to get to tonight.
Okay.
You know the line.
I do.
And
You
we're
do.
gonna cross it. We're gonna cross
We're
it.
gonna cross that line.
Okay.
All right. So I
Cut
we're
to
looking at a lump. We're
My
looking at a
love.
lump. It's like a
love.
chocolate ball.
My
It's like a
lovely
molten
lady
milk lump.
lumps.
Uh-huh.
My lovely lady lumps. My lumps. My lumps. My lovely lady lumps. Ow!
That's a miracle pill?
The chocolate coating makes it go down easier. You'll have to wait 15 minutes for full potency. And you shouldn't go swimming for at least what?
An hour.
Yeah, an hour.
A good hour. Like, 70 minutes.
Thank you for everything.
Okay. Bye-bye, boys.
Bye-bye, boys!
Have fun storming the castle.
And get all work.
It would take a miracle.
Bye!
Bye! And as they wave, trying to look happy, we will be back next time.
Oh,
You guys, I totally forgot that part, and I'm sorry.
You forgot that part! That's the best part!
I know.
Have a fun storming the
I
castle!
know. And I forgot, but it's okay now.
I'm very excited because usually I've been trying to do voices that I know I can do from the movie, but these boys, this seems like a Miracle Max to me, even though Billy Crystal, my favorite actor.
He's not your favorite actor. Peter Falk is your favorite actor.
No, why, thank you.
Oh, FOMO.
Yeah, I've also been practicing my waving, which is why I was glad to say goodbye. Thank you for storming the castle. And I gave a fifth wave and then a flip of my feathers. Ooh-ah.
Mwah!
Wah!
Yeah. All right. Hey, we'll be back in a couple of weeks with the third installment, and then we'll get to the end of the movie, and then we'll let everybody see these things, and we'll have a good time. Thank you so much.
Confusion.
Conclusion.
Ugh.
The thrilling confusion. Until next time, I'm Yeet, and this is
Hey,
Fomo,
Fomo.
and that is Bitey, and we are MEMESTERPIECE Theater.
Oh, oh, oh.
Oh, yes.
Jelly ho! Pajamas!
Yes. What ho? And all that other rubbish.
Oh,
Ha
I think.
ha!
Here. Here, I believe I'm supposed to exit.